It's okay, just start rolling.
Got it.
So again, I will say thank you all for being here with us right now and occupying this space. Always remember, this is a peaceful, non-violent movement. This is where our strength comes from. And just a polite notice to smokers, please use the butt can directly outside the door here on the side. There's a daycare here. We don't want little kids putting cigarette butts in their mouth.
Yeah.
Exactly. Roll your own. Stop supporting Philip Morris. So, to run a successful GA, we have some roles that need filled. We may not need to fill everyone at every GA, but the one that does need filled is facilitator. And unless there's objections, I volunteer to facilitate this meeting. Thank you. Okay. Is there anybody that's also familiar with the facilitation process and might want to be a co-facilitator? Should I get off track? Should I not bring a point of process when needed? We don't need this role. It'd be nice to do.
I'll do it.
No.
No, sir.
And your name? Hank?
Hank. All right, Hank.
Thank you for filling a role.
Sweet.
All right.
Oh, hey.
And just a peacekeeper, that role would be the only person other than the facilitators that could stop the GA and say things are too heated and take the heated sides, one of the sides, outside in another room, trying to calm things down. Sir?
I'll take on that role. My name's Donnie.
Donnie, thank you. Before I continue, does everybody have a card, a white card? It's our stack method. Whenever you want to get on stacks, hold it up, and the stack taker, who is Ed, right? He's going to make sure everyone stays in order and everyone has a voice and you get heard in order. And do we have a note taker? We need someone to take notes. They don't need to be verbatim, but after every person speaks, try to get a synopsis of what they said as close as possible. I can provide a notebook, a pen, if someone would be a note taker. Bueller? Anybody?
I was just saying, that's not gonna take notes. I'm gonna try to keep track of things, but I can't take notes to save my life.
Thank you.
Before I'm looking at the world,
Daryl.
Yes. One other slot.
Yes, and timekeeper. I have a timer on my phone. I've used it before and facilitated, and it's worked out well. But if somebody else would like to be timekeeper,
I have a new watch.
okay, Carl. You're Scribe and doorkeeper. Melissa volunteered before the meeting to do scribing. You have the box of markers? Okay. And a doorkeeper. If anyone comes in late, the doorkeeper's job is just to catch them up, give them a quick review of what we've done so far and where we're at right now, so they can be part of us without walking in and feeling lost. Thank you, Miss.
I'm Jen. I'll do that.
Way to go, Jen.
Thank you,
All right,
Jen.
yeah.
boss fans, you gotta go.
Okay. The hand signals we use here at Occupy Harrisburg is the infamous agreement and disagreement, fingers down. If you're undecided, put them straight out and do something like that. So if you're undecided, that means that the vote could go, the consensus could go either way and you'd be okay with it. A point of information. This is to be a factual piece of information, not an opinion, but a piece of information that contributes to the discussion. And point of process is a triangle made with your hand. That's when stacks break down. That's when the process isn't being respected, when we need to come back to order. And louder, if someone's not loud enough, make an L and shake your hand like that so people know they need to speak up. and move it along. We try to reserve this because sometimes it can be interpreted as being rude or trying to shut someone up. That's not the purpose. The purpose is they've made their point and they keep remaking their point. We understand. Let's move to the next subject, the next statement. And block. Since we're all from different occupies, if you were to leave the regional General Assembly, you're still part of your own occupy, but use the block if you're morally opposed to something that we're about to pass. If this is something that is against your morals, your values, and it's greater than I just disagree with it. And that's the crossed arms. Our version of consensus is from C.T. Butler's book on conflict and consensus. It was modified by Marie, one of the valued members of Occupy Harrisburg, to fit our region. A proposal was presented, ideally sometime before the meeting. I use a Google Doc that anybody can edit, and they just put their name. Or you contact somebody who will be at a facilitation meeting, which is generally held about 3 days before the GA, and you get your idea submitted there, and do the same thing we did just before this meeting, assign time slots, importance, and order. Clarifying questions are asked after a proposal. Concerns are solicited without discussion. We're just listing people's concerns. Concerns are weighted against commonly held principles of the group. Concerns that cannot be resolved are written into the proposal. Consensus is achieved when all concerns have been addressed. The nature of consensus is non-violent. Traditional majority ruling accepts the use of power to dominate others. Consensus does not pit ideas against each other in competition. Rather, it works with a single idea and refines it until it serves the best interest of the group. It is democratic. It encourages participation of the entire group in the development of a decision. Everyone in the group owns it and is accountable for the decision that is adopted. Decisions of the group, by the group, and for the group. Proposals and subsequent decisions are not owned by any individual. Goodwill. It is assumed that all members are participating in the spirit of goodwill and cooperation. Unless there is direct evidence to the contrary, it is always appropriate to ask for an explanation of how a proposal or concern is in the best interest of the group. Use of stacks for discussion. Stacks are used to facilitate the expression of ideas. People speak one at a time, as directed by the stacks taker. Hand signals are used to indicate concurrence. Disagreement can be expressed by getting on stacks. Try not to repeat what has already been said. Speak in terms of ideas. Try to avoid personal attacks. Okay. We worked on the agenda. I modified it very little since we stopped talking a few minutes ago. And I put extra spaces in because I thought it would make it easier to read. That was not the case. So let's start the regional GA in Harrisburg.
I have a point of information. I have pizza here, and if they'd like to eat their pizza hot, I think they can come up and get a slice and use the plates here and sit down and eat. If you don't mind eating a little lukewarm or cooler, that's fine. I'm just giving you that option.
Good point of information.
Yes, feel free to eat, drink, be comfortable, and be engaged at the same time.
Just don't smoke.
Yeah, just don't smoke.
Smoke our pizza.
Cheese restaurant.
Okay.
Try and suck it cheap.
All right.
How do we organize on a regional and state level better? We need to work as a cohesive unit. So across the state, while we're separated by regions, we're acting as a whole.
That's pizza.
First subtopic, actions designed to influence the budget. We have 4 months until June. This doesn't have to be a last minute thing. If we stay on top of it, week after week, we do something each week, we can do this. And Melissa, this was your subtopic. Would you like to expound?
Yeah, and maybe